Hi friends, I know what you're thinking. Weren't you done planting for the season? And you're sort of right. Hi, I'm Patrick. Welcome back to Plant Something Sunday, where this Sunday I am planting a Crimson Dwarf Japanese Barberry. I may have gotten that name wrong. May it be the other way. And Prudence is here again. She's been running up and down the mountainside all day today and just having a good time. But speaking of a good time, it's a weird year and the ground is still workable, and I purposefully saved this only because it's the last plant that I have with purple-green foliage, which I absolutely adore, but also in this growing garden space where we've spent a lot of our past Sundays this year, this is something that is relatively small. So it's going to be about 2 feet tall, which is going to match the height of the Norway spruce, the little gem Norway spruce that's right over here. And also it's going to bring interest on the other side of the Hinaki cypress as it becomes like more of a column-like structure right here. It grows 2 by 2, so it's a little globe-like structure, and it's also a very hardy variety of plant. It also grows similar to the little gem, if I believe. It grows from zones 4 through 10. So as somebody in a grow zone 5, I'm well within its range. And as you can even see, it still has some autumn interest on it. But more importantly, it looks a little rough. But what I want you to actually notice is how plants prepare themselves for winter. They drop all of their leaves, and some usually drop them immediately to their base. And this creates its own natural sense of mulch in reserving moisture into the soil as long as possible. And then, again, sort of what I use the cardboard for is it creates a little bit of an insulation, and it, postpones the freezing of the ground. So while this is a hardy variety of plants, a lot of that stuff isn't crucial to where I am. That kind of natural development could be very crucial where it's in an area that's on the cusp of growing zones 3 and 4. I think come spring that this is going to be a beautiful addition to this area, just in its foliage color throughout most of the growing season, with a lot of the different shades of green I've got going on in this particular corner of the garden bed. But also later in the season, where it brings out a little bit more of that bold red berry that the barberries are known for creating. And as that in itself will help to stand out as like the purple cones from the little gem Norway spruce come in. And again, these little details of the plants in the seasons that you don't really expect a whole lot out of them. That's what I really love about working with these types of varieties. If you just stop and take a moment to actually notice what's around you, you can see nature's little details and things, and it's just a beautiful thing to take in. So with all of that, I think it's time to get to work. I just want to be really brief on a wrap up of, I talk about this a lot with this late season planting, but with this being basically December at this point, I think that when you are prepping your hole for planting, that you want to definitely make sure that the base is watered. I know that for me, fertilizing is something that is beneficial at this time, even during this period of dormancy, because a lot of those nutrients may not be immediately there. If they get, washed out, they will be in the surrounding area to benefit other plants or this plant as it continues throughout its growing season for next season. But, as I mentioned, with the natural way that deciduous plants mulch themselves for the year and prepping for winter, the other important thing this time of year is to make sure that you are mulching, and it doesn't have to be bark mulch. It could be leaf mulch, which is very abundant, or even grass clippings serves very well. It's something that I plan to do with one of my garden beds next year. Is I'm going to experiment with only mulching with grass clippings and see how that goes for me. So making sure that the plant has water beneath the soil line where it's going to potentially start freezing in the coming days, not just weeks anymore, but days. And water, and a lot of this cardboard and mulch helps to insulate that moisture down to keep this soil moist before it freezes. And yeah, it just protects everything, it keeps everything ready to go, ready to protect it for the upcoming season. We are, speaking of moisture control, it's also supposed to rain this evening, maybe freezing rain, I don't really know. So a lot of this seems very poofy right now because there is, so a lot of this seems real poofy right now, and that's just because of some of the air and the way the cardboard is bent, but as water will weigh that down, this will flatten out in a couple of days. So let me know how you are planting or what you are planting this time of year, what works well for you, knowing that you're planting days away from what is considered winter time. And yeah, I look forward to sharing more with you soon. Keep growing from where you are, and I did that backwards. Remember to keep growing from where you are. I'll share more with you soon. Tschüss.